So again, this is ESCI 2111, Earth Science for grade 11. And our topic is under week 14, stress and strain on rocks. Okay, simply stress is the cause, and then strain is the effect. When you applied stress to a rock, meron niyang effect. So yan ang i-discuss natin this afternoon. So our learning objectives, this module aims to achieve the following objectives. Define stress and types. Define strain, identify its causes and its types. Okay, stress. So I believe na alam ninyo lahat what is a stress. Stress in life, pressure in life, no? I believe alam ninyo yan. So stress can cause strain. Kaya ang topic natin today, stress and strain. Stress can cause strain if it is sufficient to overcome the strength of the object that is under stress. So strain is the change in shape. Si stress ang cause. So stress is defined as force per unit area that a rock receives. So take note, mathematically, stress is force over area. Okay, so when we talk about force is simply push or pull. Or this is simply influence that tend to change the motion of an object. This influence tend to stop when an object is in motion, no? Force. Further, force is mass multiplied by acceleration, and the unit of force in SI is Newton. Whereas area depends on the surface, no? So when the surface is square, then the computation of area is side times side. If rectangular, simply length times width. And the unit for area is square meter. That is length times length in meter sa SI. So square meter. So balik tayo sa force unit Newton, divided by ng unit na area, square meter. So the unit of stress therefore is Pascal. So where Pascal is the unit also of pressure. PA, capital PA, Pascal. Further, so force applied to a certain area should be 90 degrees to the surface. Force is perpendicular to the surface area when applied. No? Okay. So, next, when stress is put on rocks larger than their own strength, they will deform by folding or by fracturing. So again, when stress is applied on a rock, no, larger than their own strength, they will deform by folding, by fracturing. Okay, so let us define next strain. So, sabi na kanina, stress can cause strain. Of course, kung walang stress, walang strain. No? Kasi ang cause ng strain or deformation ang stress man. Okay. Strain is strain or deformation occurs when stress causes a material to change in shape. Strain is a change in shape or size resulting from applied forces or deformation. So rocks on strain when placed under stress. Again, walang deformation kung walang stress. So, when you say also deformation refers to all changes in original shape or size of a body of rock. And most plate motion and interactions create force that will cause a rock to deform. Okay, so that's simple, no? Cause and effect, stress and strain. So there are 4 types of stresses. As you can see, we have, in our figure, we have boxes, no, to represent a piece of rock. And we also have the arrows to represent forces acting on that rock. Again, force divided by cross-section area is stress. So stress, stress, stress. No? Okay, first type is confining stress. Second is tensional stress. Next is compressional stress. And lastly, shear stress. Okay, let us define each, no? So we have confining pressure or confining stress. So when a deep buried rock cannot move and deform due to the entire weight that is pushing it down. So consider we have a piece of rock taken from this part, no? We have, again, a piece of rock in cube form. We have forces acting on that rock. So in all surface area of the rock. So when considering confining pressure, this happens as weight of all underlying rock pushes down on a deeply buried rock. So the rock is being pushed in from all sides, which compresses it. Ayan ang confining pressure. Next to that is compressional or compression stress. Compressional stress or compression stress. Okay, the most common stress in convergent plate boundary is compression stress. So this squeezes rocks together, causing fractures or folds. So consider a piece of rock in the figure. We have 2 arrows or forces applied to a certain rock. Okay. Now, depending on the amount of pressure, depending on the stress ng mga arrows, ang deformation ng rock. Say, for example, if less lang yung stress na i-exert doon sa rock, a piece of rock, less lang ang deformation or less likely walang deformation. Depende sa amount of pressure. Pero kung the pressure applied sa left and sa opposite ends sa rock are great enough, so it is expected na malaki din yung deformation ng rock. Kung makikita ninyo, may mga folds like this one. Ibig sabihin na sobra ka yung strength ng pressure na na-apply doon sa rocks. No? So, grabbing folding, no? Yan. So, folds in mountains can often be seen where the road has been cut or erosion has exposed the folded layers of rock. So, makikita niyo yung mga sample deformations sa mga, of course, yung mga bagong newly constructed roads na pag kinakat nila yung bundok, no? May mga trace kayo na folded parts na rock. So that is due to, again, compressional stress. Next is tensional stress or tension stress. This is the major stress in a divergent plate boundary. So this happens when rocks are put apart. It either lengthen or break apart. So again, you look at our figure. we have here a piece of rock with an applied force away from each other. So again, depending on the amount of force being applied now in this end surface areas, left and right. Now, kung great enough itong applied force dito, may possibility na mapuputol ito or malengthen, no? So this resulting the formation of rift valley. So when we say tension again, stress pulls rock apart. The tension causes rock to lengthen or break apart. So it is a major type of stress found at divergent plate boundaries. Next is shear stress. So this is common in transform plate boundary. This happens when rocks are moving parallel to one another. So you look at our figure, we have pieces of rocks, no? Tapos may applied force arrows, no? In opposite direction but are parallel. So shearing can cause masses of rock to slip. Okay, so depending on the amount of pressure, again, depending on the amount of stress applied on this. Kasi kung less lang ang pressure dito, pwedeng walang deformation, walang changes. Or pag sobra-sobra, yan, ma-disintegrate talaga yung plates. Now, if the blocks of rock on one of both sides of a fracture move, the fracture is called fault. So, no? Sudden motion along fault causes rock to break and move suddenly. Now, the energy release is an earthquake. Faults are easy to recognize as they cut across beaded rocks, like this one in the figure. Next, what normally happens along fault line? So earthquakes occur on faults. Strike-slip earthquakes occur on strike-slip fault. Strike-slip fault, itong first part. Normal earthquakes occur on normal fault. And thrust earthquakes occur on thrust or reverse faults. Itong last part. So, when an earthquake occurs on one of these faults, the rock on one side of the fault slips with respect to the other. So, earthquakes are primarily the result of plate tectonic motion. Plate motion. Okay, so when stress causes a material to change shape, it has gone strain or deformation. So when we say deformed rocks, this is common in geologically active areas. Now, there are responses to stress that as identify ano yung mga responses to stress ng rocks, no? Ano ang response ng mga rocks pag under stress or under pressure? Okay. Can we relate that to our human human problems, no? Yung mga problema ng buhay, gawin natin yung stress. For example, so depending on the amount of that stress, pwedeng okay lang ang buhay. Pwede rin na may ma-change na sa buhay ng isang halimbawa ng isang tao. At kung hindi makayanan, may effect doon sa isang tao. No? So, yan ang responses to stress. Pareho dyan yung rocks. No? Okay. So, in response to stress, rock may undergo 3 different types of strain. Elastic strain, ductile, and fracture. And let us define each. No? So, we'll say elastic strain, this is reversible. Reversible can be reversed. No? Okay. Think of a rubber band. No? So, when you stretch a rubber band, pag stretch ninyo a rubber band, at saka yung apply nyo ng force is less lang, no? Lesser amount of force lang yung na apply ninyo, what will happen? Babalik yan sa original shape and form. So rock that has undergone only elastic strain will go back to its original shape if the stress is released. So pwedeng babalik yung rock sa original na form after subjected to stress. No? Pag ma-release na ang stress. Now, in our graph, we have stress-strain curve. Now, if the value of stress-strain ratio nasa blue line, ibig sabihin reversible. Or a rock will go back to its original shape after ma-release or ma-remove ang stress. Okay, next is ductile strain. So this is irreversible, meaning hindi na mabalik sa original shape and form. So a rock that has undergone ductile strain will remain deformed even if the stress stops. Okay, ihambing pa rin natin siya sa rubber band, no? So the more you apply a force on that rubber band, the more you stretch that rubber band, and when you apply great force on the rubber band, di ba may point doon na madi-deform na yung rubber band. So hindi na siya babalik sa original na shape and form. Elongated na yung rubber band kasi sobrang laki ng too much pressure yung ina-apply mo doon sa rubber band. Too much force, no? Pero kaya pa na rubber band. Only na deform. No? So, ganun din yung rock. Kaya pa, pero na-deform lang. So, the other term of ductile strain is plastic deformation. So, when the stress to strain ratio nasa green curve, ibig sabihin, na-deform at hindi na babalik sa original na shape and form. Okay? So, yan ang ductile strain. Third is fracture. So, this is also called rupture. So, again, i-consider pa rin natin yung rubber band, no? So, when you apply greater much force on that rubber band, stretch mo, sobrang stretch, kung hindi na makaya, maputol na. So, that's the point X dito sa curve. Magfa-fracture. No? So, a rock that has ruptured has abruptly broken into distinct pieces. Totally, ma-disintegrate na yung rock pag dadating dito sa point na itong X. If the pieces are offset, shifted in opposite directions from each other, so the fracture is a fault. Okay. So, yan ang 3 responses to stress. Next, we have rocks deform permanently into ways. So, pag sabihin na natin na deform, nag-fracture, nag-rupture, may dalawang klaseng deformation. Na una, brittle deformation. So, this is when rocks near the surface, when there is low temperature and pressure, will fracture once their strength is exceeded. Brittle deformation. The second one is ductile deformation. When rocks are underground and its temperature and pressure are high, then it produces solid state flow and changes the size and shape of the rock without fracture. Again, pag brittle deformation, yung condition, rocks near the surface, low temperature and pressure will fracture once their strength is exceeded. Ductile naman, rocks are underground. Temperature and pressures are high. Then it produces solid state flow and changes the size and shape of the rock and without fracture. Ductile kasi, ductile, no? Okay, next, we have factors that determine whether the rock is ductile or brittle. First, composition. So mineral composition of the rock determines its brittleness or ductility. So presence of water makes a rock or mineral more ductile and less brittle. Second factor is temperature. Rocks become softer, more ductile at higher temperature. Rocks at mantle and core temperatures are ductile and will not fracture under stresses that occur deep within the earth. The crust, and to some extent, the lithosphere, are cold enough to fracture if the stress is high enough. So yun ang first two factors that would determine if the rock is ductile or brittle. Okay, next is lithostatic pressure or lithostatic pressure. So the deeper in the earth a rock is, again, the deeper in the earth a rock is, the higher the lithostatic pressure it is subjected to. So high lithostatic pressure reduces the possibility of fracture because the high pressure closes fractures before they can form or spread. The high lithostatic pressure of the Earth's sublithospheric mantle and solid inner core, along with the high temperatures, are why there are no earthquakes deep in the Earth. So this is also called overburden pressure. Overburden pressure. Okay, next is strain rate. So last factor that would determine the ductility or brittleness of a rock after deformation. So strain rate. Strain rate is simply the change in strain in a material with respect to time. Kasi rate ito eh. Change in strain divided by time is strain rate. Okay, so the faster a rock is being strained, the greater its chance of fracturing. So the strain rate at some point within the material measures the rate at which the distances of adjacent parcels of material change with time in the neighborhood of that point. Even brittle rocks and minerals such as quartz and a layer of cold basalt at the Earth's surface can undergo ductile deformation if the strain rate is slow enough. Okay, so those are the four factors that would determine if the deformation is brittle or ductile. So for our summary, in this session, stress is defined as the force per unit area that a rock receives. So stress is simply force over area, where force applied should be 90 degrees or perpendicular to the surface area. So there are four types of stresses. The confining stress, ito, we have arrows applied in different surfaces of the rock. Then we have also compression, so two forces applied on the same rock. And then we have tension, forces applied away from each other, directed away from each other from the same rock. And then we have shear, two forces in opposite direction but parallel. Okay, Again, stress is the cause and strain is the effect. Now, strain is a deformation. This occurs when stress causes a material to change in shape. There are three responses to stress. First, we have elastic strain. This is when a rock will go back to its original shape after removal of stress. After ma-remove ang pressure, when rock go back to its original shape, then elastic strain yan. And makikita natin yan again dito sa ating graph. Stress to strain ratio, ang value ng elastic strain dito lang sa blue line. Next, we have ductile strain. When a rock will remain deformed even if the stress stops. So kahit na-remove na yung pressure doon sa rock, nadi-deform pa rin yun. So yung value doon, nandito sa green curve, sa plastic region. And pag hindi na talaga makayanan ng rock yung pressure, mag-fracture yan. So third responses to stress, fracture, ruptured, has abruptly broken into distinct pieces. X na talaga. Disintegrated na yung rock. Okay, so yan lang today. I would like to say thank you so much for your time, especially thank you for your interest in attending this virtual class.